Today I wanted to guide you through an area about 4 miles to the east of Fallon, Nevada. For those that are military and visiting Naval Air Station Fallon, let me be specific in how to get you to our starting point. As you leave the main west gate, make an immediate right and proceed north as if you were going into town. This is Pasture Road. At the end of the road, there is a T. Rather than turning left as you would go into town, turn right. This is on Wilds Road. In about 3 miles, the road terminates at Highway 50. Turn right, east, onto 50. This starts you at the very edge of town. And from here, drive about 4 miles until you see this sign on the left. If you immediately turn right, you will find a wonderful collection of Native American petroglyphs. Some are exceedingly old and date back to around 11,000 years. Others are newer and date to within 400 or 500 years. The latter were done by the Paiute Indians who have a reservation nearby. For this video, though, we are not interested in this site and will continue down the graded road straight as this sign shows. After about 2 miles, you will come to this trailhead. Park here. There is a bathroom, without water, and several signs by BLM explaining the area. In front of the signs, you will see there is a trail with 3 forks. If you follow the right, in about 100 yards, it will lead you to this set of petroglyphs. Here is a closer look. These were done by the Paiutes from 500 to 2,000 years ago. I see a great horned lizard. This is what they look like. They specialize in eating ants. A bird, and maybe something like a small collared lizard. Okay, this one here is not quite so small, but it was sitting on a rock nearby. This rock is located next to the other. If you figure out what the pictographs are at the bottom, let me know. But I think you're going to need to be smoking something recreational in order to figure that out. The object at the top of the rock is some kind of a spear thrower. It was placed on the shoulder and gave the spear leverage for throwing a greater distance with more impact. If you follow the trail further, you will ascend into this alcove. It's not much of a cave, but it does proceed into the rock maybe 25 feet. At one time, this area was covered by a large lake, the largest in the Americas, called Lake Lahontan. It was formed by melting of the last glaciation, the lake waters being held back by the Sierra Mountains and not being able to drain into the Pacific Ocean. The surreal formations, called tufa, that cover many of the rocks here are mineral remains of that lake, specifically calcium carbonate. Immediately outside the alcove, there is a very steep trail that climbs maybe another 50 feet up. If you make it here, there is another alcove, much smaller than the last, but it proceeds much deeper into the hill. Here you will see soot remnants of a fire. My understanding is, though, that this soot is relatively recent and was done by marauding partiers. Returning back to the initial trailhead, the middle trail will take you up to Hidden Cave. Maybe sometime I'll cover that in a subsequent video, because it is an active archaeologic site and it has been vandalized before. The cave is locked. You should get a tour of it via BLM, that's Bureau of Land Management, on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month. Your initial meeting place will be 9:30 at the County Museum on South Main Street in Fallon. There they will show you a really nice documentary that is about the history of the area, and thereafter you caravan down to this site. There's no fee for any of this. Today, though, what we want to do is take the trail to the left. It passes right by the restrooms. Follow this about a 1/4 mile and you will come to Burnt Cave. Now, it isn't much of a cave at this point. The major portion has been collapsed in. But, like Hidden Cave, Burnt Cave served the natives as a place of storage, rarely as a place of bedding. 10,000 years ago, the lake was almost up to the cave base, And the Thule ancients who used this would place some materials deep inside and then set out in dugout canoes as gathering forays for months at a time. Upon their return, the cave would be populated by bats, and so they would set a fire towards the entrance to smoke the bats out. So getting past the painted handprints, which gives us a damn good reason to carry guns in the state of Nevada, let's go to the very back of the alcove and look at the soot remnants the ancients left. There must have been quite a descent into this collapsed portion, as we are looking at the ceiling, which is today what's present on the floor. There is also soot present in a chimney chute which leads through the ceiling back out into the open, maybe 30 feet above. Now let's video around the very back of the alcove and look at the pictographs. You will find they are all of an ochre color, and apparently some have been vandalized and subsequently cleaned off. Damn, I'm just getting too old to be doing this kind of stuff. Here's our chimney with the soot. Now this is Bat Cave, so let's show you a pictograph of the same. There you go. And then right behind that is another. This depiction is quite a bit rougher. The bottom here looks like a deer, the top a favorite drawing of the Paiutes. It presents like teeth of a saw. Here's another saw version, but this one is vertical. Your guess is as good as mine on the next one. So let's run through some photographs of the pictographs. And then here are some visitors that have come a very, very long ways to see a bat.